Hello, I thought I'd carry on reading The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. We've read some in class, uh, mostly where Katniss volunteers to take Prim, her sister's place, into the Hunger Games, and the part about her meeting Peter Mellark and him dropping the loaves of bread into the oven so they were thrown out so that Katniss, who was watching from outside and starving, could take them home. So I'm going to carry on from there. We ate slices of bread for breakfast and headed to school. It was as if spring had come overnight. Warm, sweet air. Fluffy clouds. At school, I passed the boy in the hall. His cheek had swelled up and his eye had blackened. He was with his friends and didn't acknowledge me in any way. But as I collected Prim and started for home that afternoon, I found him staring at me from across the schoolyard. Our eyes met for only a second, and then he turned his head away. I dropped my gaze, embarrassed, and that's when I saw it. The first dandelion of the year. A bell went off in my head. I thought of the hours spent in the woods with my father, and I knew how we were going to survive. To this day I can never shake the connection between this boy, Peter Mellark, and the bread that gave me hope, and the dandelion that reminded me that I was not doomed. And more than once I've turned in the school hallway and caught his eyes trained on me, only to quickly flit away. I felt like I owe him something, and I hate owing people. Maybe if I had thanked him at some point, I'd be feeling less conflicted now. I thought about it a couple of times, but the opportunity never seemed to present itself. And now it never will, because we're going to be thrown into an arena to fight to the death. Exactly how am I supposed to work in a thank you in there? Somehow it just won't seem sincere if I'm trying to slit his throat. The mayor finishes the dreary treaty of treason and motions for Peter and me to shake hands. His are as solid and warm as those loaves of bread. Peter looks me right in the eye and gives my hand what I think is meant to be a reassuring squeeze. Maybe it's just a nervous spasm. We turn back to face the crowd as the anthem of Panem plays. Oh well, I think. There'll be 24 of us. Odds are someone else will kill him before I do. Of course, the odds have not been very dependable of late. Chapter 3. The moment the anthem ends, we are taken into custody. I don't mean we're handcuffed or anything, but a group of peacemakers marches us through the front door of the Justice Building. Maybe tributes have tried to escape in the past. I've never seen that happen, though. Once inside, I'm conducted to a room and left alone. It's the richest place I've ever been in, with thick, deep carpets and a velvet couch and chairs. I know velvet because my mother has a dress with a collar made of the stuff. When I sit on the couch, I can't help running my fingers over the fabric repeatedly. It helps to calm me as I try to prepare for the next hour, the time allotted for the tributes to say goodbye to their loved ones. I cannot afford to get upset, to leave this room with puffy eyes and a red nose. Crying is not an option. There'll be more cameras at the train station. My sister and my mother come first. I reach out to Prim and she climbs on my lap, her arms around my neck, head on my shoulder, just like she did when she was a toddler. My mother sits beside me and wraps her arms around us. For a few minutes we say nothing. Then I start telling them all the things they must remember to do now that I will not be there to do them for them. Prim is not to take any tesserae. They can get by, if they're careful, on selling Prim's goat's milk and cheese, and the small apothecary business my mother now runs for the people in the scene. Gale will get her the herbs she doesn't grow herself, but she must be very careful to describe them because he's not as familiar with them as I am. He'll also bring them game. He and I made a pact about this a year or so ago, and will probably not ask for compensation, but they should thank him with some kind of trade, like milk or medicine. I don't bother suggesting Prim learns to hunt. I tried to teach her a couple of times, and it was disastrous. The woods terrified her, and whenever I shot something, she'd get teary and talk about how we might be able to heal it if we got it home soon enough. But she does well with her goat, so I concentrate on that. When I am done with instructions about fuel and trading and staying in school, I turn to my mother and grip her arm hard. Listen to me. Are you listening to me? She nods, alarmed by my intensity. She must know what's coming. You can't leave again, I say. My mother's eyes find the floor. I know. I won't. I couldn't help what. Well, you have to help it this time. You can't clock out and leave Prim on her own. There's no me now to help you both alive. It doesn't matter what happens, whatever you see on the screen. You have to promise me you'll fight through it. My voice has risen to a shout. In it is all the anger, all the fear I felt at her abandonment. She pulls her arm from my grasp, moved to anger herself now. I was ill. I could have treated myself if I'd had the medicine I have now. That part about her being ill might be true. I've seen her bring back people suffering from immobilizing sadness since. Perhaps it is a sickness, but it's one we can't afford. Then take it and take care of her, I say. I'll be all right, Katniss, says Prim, clasping my face in her hands. But you have to take care too. You're so fast and brave. Maybe you can win. I can't win. Prim must know that in her heart. The competition will be far beyond my abilities. Kids from wealthier districts, where winning is a huge honour, who've been trained their whole lives for this. Boys who are 2 or 3 times my size. Girls who know 20 different ways to kill you with a knife. Oh, there'll be people like me too. People to weed out before the real fun begins. Maybe, I say, because I can hardly tell my mother to carry on if I'm already given up myself. Besides, it isn't in my nature to go down without a fight, even when things seem insurmountable. Then we'd better be as rich as Haymitch. I don't care if we're rich. I just want you to come home. You will try, won't you? Really, really try, asks Prims. Really, really try. I swear it, I say, and I know, because of Prim, I'll have to. And then the peacekeeper is at the door, signalling our time is up, and we're all hugging one another so hard it hurts, and all I'm saying is, I love you, both. And then they're saying it back, and then the peacekeeper orders them out, and the door closes. I bury my head in one of the velvet pillows, as if they can block out the whole thing. Someone else enters the room, and when I look up, I'm surprised to see it's the baker, Peter Mellark's father. I can't believe he's come to visit me. After all, I'll be trying to kill his son soon, but we do know each other, a bit, and he knows Prim even better. When she sells her goat's cheese at the Hob, she puts 2 of them aside for him, and he gives her a generous amount of bread in return. We always wait to trade with him when his witch of a wife isn't around, because he's so much nicer. I feel certain he would never have hit his son the way she did over the burned bread. But why has he come to see me? The baker sits awkwardly on the edge of one of the plush chairs. He's a big, broad-shouldered man, with burn scars from years at the oven. He must have just said goodbye to his son. He pulls a white paper bag from his jacket pocket and holds it out to me. I open it and find cookies. These are a luxury we can never afford. Thank you, I say. The baker's not a very talkative man at the best of times, and today he has no words at all. I had some of your bread this morning. My friend Gale gave you a squirrel for it. He nods, as if remembering the squirrel. Not your best trade, I say. He shrugs as if it couldn't possibly matter. Then I can't think of anything else, so we sit in silence until a peacekeeper summons him. He rises and coughs to clear his throat. I'll keep an eye on the little girl, make sure she's eating. I feel some of the pressure in my chest lighten at his words. People deal with me, but they're generally and genuinely fond of Prim. Maybe there'll be enough fondness to keep her alive. My next guess is also unexpected. Madge walks straight to me. She's not weepy or evasive. Instead, there's an urgency about her tone that surprises me. They let you wear one thing from your district in the arena, one thing to remind you of home. Will you wear this? She holds out a circular gold pin that was on her dress earlier. I hadn't paid much attention to it before, but now I see it's a small bird in flight. Your pin, I say. Wearing a token from my district is about the last thing on my mind. Here, I'll put it on your dress, all right? Madge doesn't wait for any answer. She just leans in and fixes the bird to my dress. Promise you'll wear it into the arena, Katniss, she says. Promise. Yes, I say. Cookies, a pin. I'm getting all kinds of gifts today. Madge gives me one more, a kiss on the cheek, then she's gone. And I'm left thinking that maybe Madge really had been my friend all along. Finally Gale is here. And maybe there's nothing romantic between us, but when he opens his eyes, I don't hesitate to go into them. His body is familiar to me, the way it moves, the smell of wood smoke, even the sound of his heart beating. I know from quiet moments on a hunt, but this is the first time I really feel it, lean and hard-muscled against my own. Listen, he says, getting a knife should be pretty easy, but you've got to get your hands on a bow. That's your best chance. They don't always have bows, I say, thinking of the year there were only horrible spiked maces that the tributes had to bludgeon one another to death with. Then make one, said Gale. Even a weak bow is better than no bow at all. I've tried